Welcome back, YouTube. Today we're going to be watching another Brandon Herrera video, and I just realized I left the monkey RaveSpecter on the table. He's going to stay there. And we're going to be watching a shotgun so crazy, it's kinda illegal. But without further ado, let's get into it.
Combat shotguns are based from the Benelli M4 to the Saiga.
Why do I like this meme? Real quick, do it again.
Are based.
I love this meme. I love it.
Benelli M4 to the Saiga 12, or even the mythical AA-12. Actually, just met him the other day. Cool guy. Point being, for the last half a century, we've been trying to take shotguns and assault rifles and make them kith. And one of the more rare varieties of those attempts is this bad bitch right here.
That's a shotgun?
The Disassembly 12.
This is a shotgun? Huh. I would have never guessed. If you just showed me this gun, I'd be like, yeah, that's like a burst fire or just some sort of assault rifle, as they call it, even though the terminology of assault rifle, I don't fully understand it, and neither does the media half the time that they use it, but this is a rifle of some kind, I would have assumed. Huh. Welcome, Sid.
Or the USAS 12, if you're not fun at parties. Whether you know it from Call of Duty, Battlefield, or just the Shotgun News catalog from 10 years ago, this is a legendary combat shotgun. And today, we're gonna play with it.
Hey, don't play with guns! Nah, but guns can be fun. As long as you know what you're doing. Huh. How much of a spread does it do, though?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is actually my first time ever shooting a USAS 12. Not gonna lie, I was kind of worried, you know, never meet your heroes, but I will say so far, I don't hate it. Before we get started into this, I just want to take a quick moment and inform those of you who didn't know that Paul Harrell has now lost the battle with cancer. For those who don't know, Paul was an OG gun tuber.
Saw this video.
Doing this, I mean, longer than I have. He impacted millions of lives, and I think he genuinely made the gun community a better place. I'm very thankful to all of you who helped me and a few other GunTube friends get Paul over the 1 million mark so that before he passed, he could get his 1 million subscriber play button as just kind of a token to how much the gun community appreciated his contributions.
Rest in peace.
I think that was really cool. God bless you, Paul, and I hope they've got Pop-Tarts in heaven.
I love Pop-Tarts.
I blew that thing to bits. Woo!
So ladies and gentlemen, the USAS 12 gauge.
Okay, real quick about Pop-Tarts. Does anyone actually microwave or toast? I don't know how to say microwave, but put Pop-Tarts in a toaster? I have never in my life put a Pop-Tart in the toaster. Am I crazy for that?
Semi-automatic shotgun. But somehow, even though it's semi-automatic, you as a civilian are going to have a very hard time buying one. Now, why is that? Is it because they're rare? Well, partially. It's not just that. These, for reasons that we will get into later, are considered destructive devices by the ATF. One of the only shotguns I know of,
ATF.
In fact, that are outside
Watch
of
your dogs.
Street sweeper. Yeah, that's right. In order for a civilian to own one of these things, you need to fill out paperwork as if you were buying a fucking grenade launcher. Fuck it, I won't talk about that later. I'm gonna talk about that right now. You can thank Daddy Bush for that. You see, under Daddy Bush, you remember the director of the CIA who was promoted after he was responsible for Kennedy's detail when he was shot in Dallas?
Yeah.
That got really schizo, but I promise that's true.
It is true.
Presidency from 1980.
As far as I know, that is actually true.
A regulation was passed where anything coming into the country had to prove a sporting purpose. You couldn't just import an assaulty weapon, which is why a lot of things coming into the country, like, you know, the Saigas and things like that, are sporterized, where the evil assault weapon features are taken off of them. Due to the nature of this gun, they couldn't really do that, so this was considered one of the ones that didn't have a sporting purpose, even though it functions identical to every other semi-automatic shotgun on the planet. It just has a pistol grip, meaning it's evil. So when USAS came up on the chopping block, the Secretary of Treasury, Lloyd Benson, decided that this gun served no sporting purpose and that it would be regulated as a destructive device from there on. So fuck you, Lloyd. You're still dead.
Welcome, Xander. Is this are these laws, there are laws that I kind of consider more of laws to just get people to either, one, shut the fuck up, or two, vote for me in the future type of things of like, does this law really do anything? Probably not. Do they know that it probably doesn't do anything? Maybe, but they push for it anyways, just so the public is like, oh, look, they're doing something. They did it. They did a thing. Does it do anything actually? Probably not. So it feels like one of those laws.
I still have a USAS.
Look what I got. Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah. Oh my god, I missed these videos.
12.
This was not helped by Bill Clinton, who instituted the assault weapons ban in 1994, which even further cracked down on things like this. So yes, you can also blame Bill Clinton. He did not kill Kennedy, I think. But
did Obama do anything? I want to say thanks, Obama.
USAS 12 is a semi-automatic shotgun, unless it was designed by an American, but was produced by Daewoo Korea. You may also know Daewoo from, the car manufacturer, or the gun used in every anime ever. This was supposed to be something along the lines of the AA-12, where you have a magazine-fed.
I love the AA-12
with minimal recoil, which I think
favorite shotgun,
which is fairly well. I was surprised by how light the recoil was. Despite being designed in the 80s, it has some features that I think are ahead of its time. With it being basically fully ambidextrous. I mean, the charging handle can swap sides, the dust cover can swap sides.
Oh, that's cool.
And it has an ambi safety selector. It also features an M16 style carry handle, or as the FAMAS would call it, a surrender handle. That is part of this one-piece cast iron receiver, which reminds me of a lot of rough castings I've seen. Or, a skillet. Has 10-round stick magazines and 20-round drums. Meaning, no shit this time, YouTube, we are compliant. You a flats guy or a drums guy? Let me know down in the comments.
Flats.
ADD break.
I just think drums look weird, right?
We're taking the video game Scattergat and taking it to a delicious, refreshing alcoholic beverage at 1,200 feet per second. In the words of the last man to wave goodbye to the Titanic, I'm sure they'll be fine. Firing.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Wow. Got more spread than I was initially thinking.
Out of there. "60% of the time, it works every time." God, when it comes to absolute carnage on target, except no substitutes to the 12-gauge shotgun. Its destruction rivals that of being hit by a car, or like a mild divorce. In other news, TacPack. TacPack is a monthly tactical subscription box that can get you cool shit like pistol grips, a boonie hat, Grand Thumb intensifies, AR-15 charging handles.
I know that he advertises this stuff, somewhat frequently. I always constantly forget that these loot boxes IRL are a thing.
As well as tactical lights and Kershaw knives. And new subscribers can use the code AKGuy to get a free box of tactical gear worth at least $60. So you can check them out using the links down in the description and in the pinned comment. We appreciate TacPack. Back to the video. So how does
does anyone buy these IRL loot boxes themselves and can tell me like what the appeal of it is, other than just like, oh, I never know what I'm gonna get. But when I buy something, I want to know what I'm getting. Usually, I want to pay $50 for this thing that I think is worth at minimum $50, and then I get that. I don't want to be like, here's $50, maybe I'll get something I want. It could be valued at over $50, but maybe I particularly myself don't have a need for it or want it, so now you've just given me something I don't need. So I don't understand.
Does the USAS 12 work? Well, first off,
other than gambling of like, oh, dude, what am I gonna get?
A little push button mag release here, and then you can pull your magazine out at the bottom. So as you see here, we got a little bit of a track that is matched on the magazine, on the back of the mag.
Okay, so nobody here gets that. Okay, good.
Rides into the slot. Safety, like we addressed, is handy, so it's just like an AR, but you just have safe and fire. Charging handle. Got up here, just pull this back, let it go. And it goes forward. There's no last round bolt hold open, but you can hold the bolt open by pulling the charging handle back and pushing it into that little groove. There's like a little circular slot here in the polymer handguard. And then to let that go, just pull that out. She goes back forward. Dust cover here, you can close that during transit, just like an AR-15. Will pop open when you charge the weapon or fire it. Got peephole sights here in the back of the carry handle, which line up with a hooded front iron sight at the front on the gas block. Congratulations, if you tactically acquire a USAS, now you can use it.
Where'd you get that? Picked it up off of some dead guy.
Real quick cool bit, this is the 20-round drum magazine for the USAS.
I love those old videos.
Except the backplate.
Brave advocates for loot boxes confirmed? No.
Exactly.
I do not advocate for loot boxes. I hate that loot boxes became a thing in video games. I like the days, like, if you're gonna make cosmetics in video games, fine. People like looking good in their games, but let me just buy the things that are available. Don't make it where, oh, I'm gonna buy a loot box. Oh shit, I got stuff I don't want. I hate it. I hate loot boxes, and it's all this fucking cosmetic shit in video games all started because of Bethesda with the gosh darn horse armor. I know that that's a meme. I know it's a meme, but it is true. They started this with that. That's what opened up the floodgates for developers.
Well, so when we got ours, it was cracked and we didn't really feel like using it. So we were able to actually take all the measurements from it and print our own. So the drum footage you saw earlier was all using a printed backplate.
Huh.
Which is really cool. Like, even the grooves where it's inserted into the gun are all printed. Just a really cool example of what I think is like practical application of printing in firearms technology. I think it's really neat. And if you also think about firearms technology as much as I do, you might want to check out sdi.edu to get your start.
Every time he says SDI, I think it's an STD.
Disassembly and reassembly.
I hear STD.
Curveball. Looking at this gun, how would you think you took this apart? Maybe where the normal pins are in an AR-15. Yeah. They've got little screw heads here.
Makes sense.
That might be how you disassemble. Maybe these screws here on the back of the stock. You can, pull the rear stock off and then pull everything out the back, right? No, the disassembly mechanism starts with the gas block. Korea. So we take this little knurled knob up here and we start unlocking it. And you can hear it ratcheting out. And once we get it out, we lose it, because that's what we do here.
Sounds to me someone has bought a few too many sets of horse armor, I dare say.
No, I have not even played the game. That was in Oblivion? I think I haven't even played Oblivion. I know it's a gamer sin, but I just haven't gotten around to playing Oblivion. Okay? I don't buy cosmetics. If I was still playing Fortnite, you'd catch me in the default skin, because I'm not going to spend money on a cosmetic that does nothing. Boom.
The back of the gun. And here we have basically the op rod for the entire weapon system. This is where that knob knurls onto, and this is what, this is the main recoil spring. This is what runs the entire weapon, which, to be honest, is pretty clever, because this receiver is made of very cheap cast pot metal. So the least stress you could put on this receiver, the better. But now that there's nothing tensioning that together, we can just kind of push forward on this end. And now
that looks like a pistol now.
Assembly right here.
It looks like a huge pistol.
These screws here. Take it out the back. Take this out of the other side. Screw the front. And now we can take our
fire a tiny pistol
module off. Our bolt carrier freely falls out the back. And now you can see the inner workings of the shotgun. Fairly unique in the way that this does its gas operation, I might say. You also get a unique appreciation of just how simple this thing is. I feel like I can melt down a bunch of soda cans and just cast this in my backyard. Anyway, we'll put this back together. Oh, get your ass back on there. Take our operating rod, or whatever you call it. Sorry, old girl.
Do not underestimate Asian pot metal.
Put our cap.
Talking about their woks?
Starts to ratchet the gun together. Front pin. Rear pin. And
if you like loot boxes or subscription boxes, that's fine. I'm just voicing my opinion.
We have a complete USAS again. Ooh, time to do some sketchy shit. So, this right here is 12 gauge ammo that is, well, let me back up. The USAS 12 and exploding shotgun rounds known as FRAS 12 ammo go together like peas and carrots. Or your mom and fucking the milkman. The point is, people tend to...
We still have milkmen?
Now, while I do...
Has anyone ever seen a milkman? In my entire life, I know I've seen it in Tom and Jerry, where someone will deliver milk. That's not a thing anywhere, is it? It seems like a bygone era. Your mom calls me the milkman, Patty. How dare you say this on the day after my mother's birthday? That's true.
You have access to a lot of really cool shit you've seen on the channel, and I do have all the licenses to obtain some pretty exotic shit. At the end of the day, I'm just a dude. I'm not a law enforcement agency or a military entity, so I can't get my hands on FRAS 12 ammo. But what I can get my hands on is the first sketchy exploding shotgun ammo that was presented to me on Google. I don't know what it does, and I've never shot it. So we're going to test it out to make sure that I don't have to, do the thing, especially with this semi-auto cast receiver shotgun.
I feel like a thumb would be less effective if shot by a shotgun.
We're going to test to see what it does. We're going to test to see if it even cycles. And then we're gonna test it against some body armor. God, I'm sketched out by this. Where's the nearest hospital? Do you actually know? Testing the exploding shotgun ammo. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. That was kind of
It
underwhelming.
didn't seem to do a whole lot, and
Yeah.
thankfully I'm still intact. It did cycle though. Let's try 2 more. It's a nice little plume of smoke.
Yeah.
I don't know, let's try it against some steel.
Oh, Jesus. I personally don't hate loot boxes. I despise them, base
We're not getting
Steven.
a whole explosive vibe off of these, to be honest.
Huh.
All right, so for contrast, just to see if this explosive ammo actually has some power to it, we've got a regular shell 12 gauge that we've been using this whole time. We're gonna shoot this vest, see what we can see, and then afterwards we're gonna shoot it with the exploding ammo and see just what kind of damage it does. This vest is soft level 3A armor, so it's meant to stop like handgun rounds and whatnot. Standard 12 gauge.
So it's not going to be very effective against this. All right, what are we thinking? What are we thinking? I'm thinking it's just gonna... I think it's gonna absolutely shred it. Because he said it was only for handguns, right? So it's gonna completely shred it. You're just gonna see holes upon holes upon holes. Although this will be a good visualizer for the max amount of spread, because when I see this long of a barrel for, I just assume that it's not going to have that much of a spread. Obviously, it'll have some spread, and also not all shotguns, depending on your settings for them, have a huge spread. Sometimes it's just hitting a lot of pellets in a very confined space. So I do know that, but it just seems like from this type of weaponry that would there be a way of setting it so that has more or less spread? I don't really know.
1.
It looked like it missed.
Peppered him pretty good. You can feel
Oh,
the
it did
bumps
not
there,
destroy
but
it.
on the other side,
That peppered him, yeah.
no penetration.
Huh.
Relatable for some of you. Now let's try our supposed explosive ammo. In 3, 2, 1. I definitely hit a lot harder. Let's go check it out. All right. That actually did have a little bit of a pop to it. It's also really hot, obviously.
Oh, wow. Okay, that
You see
did
some of the
shred
Kevlar
it.
is actually flayed out. Some of the fabric inside of this thing. Okay, actually. You can see it carved a pretty good hole
Oh,
through
spread
the
depends
armor.
on
It
the
actually
load,
fucked up
not
that
the
fabric
weapon.
really good.
Oh,
But on the
now I know.
backside, I can't see anywhere where it physically ripped all the way through. Although it did rip the fabric, still didn't quite penetrate. Although I have a pretty good suspicion that you would not be feeling particularly good.
Yeah, maybe
So
some
the
broken
exploding
or
shotgun ammo I bought
sprained
actually
ribs.
exploding. Kinda. Man, absolutely fucking stacking kills on Metro with this thing. Anyway, guys.
On Metro.
This was the USAS 12. Final thoughts? It's aight.
This gun is the best thing that ever's happened to me.
It's definitely a product.
Was this
of its
really
time,
good
reliability issues,
in,
but man, these things are
Battlefield?
So cool because you never fucking see them. Very few collectors actually have one of these, and so I'm excited to add this to the reference library. Anyhow, it feels good to be out here doing range videos again. I can't wait till it gets a little cooler. Texas is finally starting to chill out. But more range content coming for you guys soon. I appreciate you staying all the way to the end of the video. And as always, I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers next time I come out here and feel like filming. Thanks, guys.
All right, what's the outro? What's the outtake? What's the outtake? Come on, you know he's got one. Oh my god.
You're welcome for that on the mic.
Oh, that was it. No, we don't want Pokemon spelling bee. Get the fuck off. This is not what we're doing now.
Combat shot.
Fucking algos. God damn it, algos. All right, well, that was interesting. So I learned a little bit more new stuff about shotguns today. One, I learned from the chat that apparently, it depends on the load, not the spread, to determine, or the weapon on how much spread there is. I could have sworn I heard that there was some shotgun that you could adjust it in some way to make it spread more or less. Completely forgot. I'm turning off autoplay. There you go. I'm turning it off. Dude, I keep autoplay on when I'm not streaming because this is what I do. I find a really long video, a video essay about something that I find intriguing, and then I play it. I watch it for like an hour while I'm doing something. Then I get sleepy and I go to bed. All right? And then I just let it play, and then I wake up in the middle of the next video where they're talking about something completely different from a completely different channel, and then repeat that every night, and it keeps going back to this one video. And I was like, wow, I've watched this video apparently like 12 times, and I haven't remembered a single thing because I'm always asleep. That's how it goes. But let me know down in the comments if you have ever had that experience as well. But check out the streams, like, comment, subscribe, yada yada. Come by the Discord, all of that stuff. And I hope you enjoyed it being here. And until next time, hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. I'll see y'all next time.